Good afternoon, everyone. How is everyone doing? Welcome to the stream today. Welcome back for another day of Blowfin sponsored and partnered stream. We've got myself and we've got a special guest, Sabre Crypto, here with us today, who I'll introduce shortly. But let's see who we've got in the chat. Make sure if you're in viewing, get your comments in. Let's see who we've got in today. I'm sure we'll have a few of the regulars in with us. But yeah, do let me know who's here in the chat. We've got Really, who's here? Yeah, you're here most days, aren't you, mate? Superb. But yeah, do let me know in the chat who's here. We'll say good afternoon / good morning / good evening, depending on where you are in the world. But yeah, we got a superb stream coming up today, and as always, we've got plenty of information to show you. We got Steve-O. Good afternoon to you, and howdy. Steve maybe has just put the bottle of tequila down, and he's long on ETH. He says he's long on ETH. Is anyone else long on ETH? Are you long on things? Are you maybe taking a risk and trying to short something? There we go. We've got a big SWC fan. He's here for Sabre Crypto, which is superb. Yeah, we've got a great stream today with a great guest. We've got Burak saying hi there. Have a great day. You too, mate. You too. And I hope you enjoy the stream. We've got Jumanji saying good day. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you're having a good day. We've got Tantana. Good morning from Mexico. Hope all is well. It's TMG live today. Yes, TMG will be going live today. And yes, good morning from Mexico. Wow. Are you going to try and get me to pull up the link chart again today? I'm guessing that you're probably going to be asking again. I think Tantana is definitely a Marine, that's for sure. We got SWC himself saying he's long on ETH. We got Lara saying good day, all good day to you. And make sure you do go and drop a like on the stream straight away. Let's get the algorithm going in our favor. Let's try and reach as many people as we can. And as always, well, I say as always, as of yesterday, I can bring you a Blowfin sponsored link. We've got Vincent saying greetings from Berlin. Hello, my German friend. We've got Gaza saying hi, everyone. Hi, Dave. Hello, Gaza. Thank you very much. And yes, I've just dropped the Blowfin link in, which leads me to a lovely presentation for you fine people again today. So if you didn't know, if you wasn't into the stream yesterday, if you're not in the Discord, or if you're just living under a rock, Blowfin is now the official exchange partner of Stonksy. So what does that mean? It means that Stonksy and Blowfin are working closely together. The relationship is at the start, and there's plenty more to come. But what can we offer you? We can offer you a way to sign up with the Stonksy affiliate link, which gets you VIP 1 straight away on the tier. So immediately when you sign up, you start saving on exchange fees. So when you open a trade, when you close a trade, etc. And obviously, just a quick run through why choose Blowfin. We've got all these reasons on the Stonksy website. If you go to stonksy.io, you can come and see this in the exchange part. But there's just a few reasons. They don't trade against you. The founders doxed. All the customer funds are custodied in Fireblocks. And probably the biggest one for most crypto people is it's non-KYC. So if you are in a restricted region, you can simply load up a VPN, put yourself virtually in a different part of the world, and you'll be able to get access to Blowfin. So that is that's something that we'll be mentioning on every stream multiple times. You might be getting a bit sick of it, but eventually I will get through, and you will come and join us over at Blowfin with Stonksy, I'm sure. But yes, and they've got a mobile app, and the mobile app is superb as well. And like I just covered before, the VIP tier is available for everyone who signs up straight away on the Stonksy link. So that will take you to this page. You easily just put an email in, choose a password, the referral code's already in there. And then all you have to do is verify from an email that gets sent to you with a code, and you're in. That's it. You're in on Blowfin. Superb exchange interface. The user experience is fantastic, and the team at Blowfin are superb. So do make sure, if you've not signed up yesterday, or maybe you've not seen yet, do come and join us at Blowfin. And I'll drop that link in the chat one more time before we crack on with some things. But yes, it'll be great to see you over there. And like I said in the Discord this morning, a little teaser is that there's plenty in the development in terms of integrating Stonksy and Blowfin into a very, very good feature for users that's coming. So make sure you get ahead of the game. You create your account with the Stonksy link and get ready for that. We've got Make Money saying, which the best time frame for Stonksy? It depends what type of trader you are. So if you're a scalper, the 1 minute and the 3 minute. If you like your sort of day trades, or maybe you want to open for a few days, maybe look at the 10 minute and 15 minute, and then for anything higher up, 30 minute, 1 hour, and 2 hour. We've got Crypto Bash saying LFG. Yes, Bash. Thank you very much for joining. We've got Steve saying, I love Mexican food. That's superb to know, mate. You also love your chippies, don't you? We've got Tantana saying, link to $28, then corrects to 22, then 100. What do you think? Well, we'll have a look at that. Maybe we can pull the link chart up with my co-host today, and we'll have a look at that potential direction. But it's had a superb run up, hasn't it? And it's following the rest of the large caps for sure. Change my name specifically for you, KOL Dave. Oh, thank you, mate. It's great to see you. Now I don't get your name wrong. We've got Martin. Oh, Martin. Martin is an absolute legend. Big up Martin in the chat, everyone. Martin is superb. What a guy. Love Martin. So, yeah, show Martin some love in the chat. And Martin, are you going to come and join us at Blowfin? Come and click the link that's in the chat, or it's in the description. Come and join us at Blowfin, create an account and start trading on Blowfin. That's where you want to be. We've got Pricey saying good morning. Good morning to you. We've got Mike with the capital. Dave again. Mike. He loves shouting my name as the stream comes on. Thank you for coming again, Mike. It's great to see you. We've got Hugo saying RPL went green on the daily and it's flying. Yeah, drop that in the chat later on when I start running through the charts on my own. We've got Crypto Bass saying profits on the 1 hour ETH chart. Superb. We've got Crypto Bass saying Stonksy will change lives. It certainly will. We've got Prestonian saying GM to you. And we've got Henry saying, mate, what you say for a weekend prediction based on TA? We go sub 93k or up to 98k. Based on just what I've seen so far this week, I think we end up at the higher end. It looks strong on dips. There's demand down there. And it looks like sellers aren't really having much luck in trying to push it, even back down towards 90k. But, we could have a look. That's just my gut feeling. And basically what I think. But I'm sure we can cover that. Anyway, but yes, for anyone who's just joined, please go and drop a like on the stream. Keep your comments coming in, because it's always good, to have a lively chat. It makes the streaming much more enjoyable, being able to have discussion with everyone that's in watching. And if you maybe just joined a couple minutes ago and you missed my lovely presentation, just a quick one for you. Stonksy is now partnered with Blowfin, one of the leading exchanges in the industry. They've got some superb features going on the exchange, and the way that they custody customer funds to make sure, there's nothing going on like we saw a couple of years ago with FTX. Customer funds are kept 100% safe and are verified by Nansen. And yes, the non-KYC, which is obviously everyone in crypto's favorite type of exchange. You don't have to give them your driving license. You don't have to give them your passport. If you are in a restricted region, you simply just use a VPN to get on there. And without further ado, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to introduce my co-host today, Save with Crypto. So I'll just stop mine. So Save with Crypto, welcome to the stream. Be ready to, you can share your screen whenever, mate. But thank you for joining. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Fantastic.
Everyone in the chat, say hello to Save with Crypto. If you will have definitely seen him for sure, but if you haven't, superb, and he does some great content of his own. He does Stonksy videos, and he's a superb trader. So yeah, it's great to have you on, mate. Thank you for joining me.
Excellent. Right. Hang on. Let me go present. Right. Share screen.
Yeah. So we're just going through the motions at the moment of
yeah. So I'm a bit new to StreamYard, so just right. So right. So that's so you can see Trading View there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There we go. Add it up. There we go. Everyone will be able to see it now.
Okay.
Yes. So you are live.
Okay, I'm live and well. Right. Well, hello everybody. It's really nice to be here with Dave. As you know, I've been using Stonksy for about a month or so now, and I like it. I do like it. I do use it in conjunction with a few other indicators as well, which I can show you later. Just because that's what I'm used to. But yeah, just very welcome to, very happy to be here. And at some point, my phone might ping because my daughter's doing her driving test at the moment. So if that happens, I would have to congratulate her or commiserate her. But I'll just warn you about that. Okay. Anyway, so what do you want me to talk about?
Well, first of all, for anyone who might not know yet, obviously we'll just have a little intro to yourself. So, when did you get into crypto? When did you maybe start, properly trying to pursue trading?
Yes.
And obviously, how did you come across Stonksy and start using it? Yeah, a little intro to yourself, and then you could even mention, when did you start making your own videos?
Okay, sure. Well, I've been like for the last, oh God, I'm quite old actually. For the last 25 years or so, I've been working in the sort of SEO industry, like search engine optimization, and I've had, I was working for myself, and I've had clients all around the world. And in about 2017 or 2018, I did some work for a guy in India, um, and then he said, "Oh, I'm not sure how to pay you, so." Uh, I haven't got PayPal. I haven't got a bank that will work with a European bank. I was living in France at the time, and I said, "Oh, well, how do you normally pay people?" And he was on about like Payoneer and stuff, which is a horrible platform. I said, like, I really don't want to use that. Is there any other way you can pay me? He said, "Well, I can pay you in Bitcoin. Do you accept Bitcoin?" I was thinking, like, I have no idea if I accept Bitcoin or not. And so luckily, I'd done some work on a site for a guy who was in the Netherlands, and I knew that he was into crypto because that's what his site was about, So I
Yeah.
quickly emailed him, and I said, mate, how can I accept crypto? And he said, I'll just sign up to an exchange,
Hmm.
uh, and then you'll get an address, and he can send you crypto. And I was like, okay, cool. So I signed up for, I think it was Kraken, it was back in those days. So I signed up for that. I got my Bitcoin address, and the guy sent me about 350 euros worth of Bitcoin, which is what the job was worth. Okay. So I just put it in there and left it alone. I completely forgot about it. And then I looked at it again about a month later, and it was worth about half that. And I thought, well, that's rubbish. It's worth about 150 bucks now. And I put a thing on Facebook saying, someone paid me with Bitcoin. It's worth nothing now, And
Yeah.
everyone said hodl, hodl, hodl. And I thought, that's a weird word. What does that mean? HODL. And I didn't have a clue, So I realised it was like, well, what we all now know as hodl, So I thought, okay, well, I will hodl that Bitcoin anyway. So I forgot about it again, and I looked at it again in about 2019, and it was worth about 4 times as much. And I thought, hello, uh, this looks like a good thing to do. And those days, Bitcoin, I can't remember the dollar price, but I remember in euros, it was less than 8,000 euros for a
Hmm.
Bitcoin. So I bought quite a bit. And then it rapidly went up in value, and all of a sudden I was quite well off, and then predictably, well, to be honest, I didn't do trading straight away, but I thought I need to know, I need to understand what this is all about and what it is, and the guy in the Netherlands, he was into like VeChain, and like I looked at VeChain, it was this like token that was worth 0.000 something dollars,
Yeah.
and I was thinking, how can you comprehend all this stuff? And I thought, like, the only way I'm going to understand all this is by teaching it, or not teaching it, but discussing it in a kind of teacher type manner. So I thought, maybe I'll put a YouTube channel together, which is what I did, and that was solely my intention, was just the idea of like, you know, I need to learn about this. Let's learn about it together, sort of thing. I hadn't thought of it as a way to like replace my job or anything like that, but that's what I started doing. And then what happened in 2020, I'd got involved with Elrond. I think that was because of that Martini guy, because I think I'd seen some videos with Jordan, and I liked him because he had a northern accent. I mean, I'm from the Midlands, but so I'm kind of up that way.
Yeah.
and I quite liked him, and I liked what he was on about and stuff. I didn't really understand all the sort of trading type thing, but um, he was into Elrond at the time, and that was when it was like the ERD token. And I actually bought a load of it at $7,
Oh wow.
which is what became eGold, EGLD. So basically, the majority of the eGold I've got, I bought at $7. So
Yeah.
in a way, I'm when it goes down to 22 or stuff, I don't don't care, because that's still three times what I paid for it.
Yeah, super low entry that.
Well, it's one of those things, and that in a way sort of, I thought, okay, well, I can play with bigger money now and stuff like not now. No, I've got that to sort of fall back on if I have to. You know what I mean? So, so then I started trading, and I must admit I was bloody awful at trading to begin with. I was like chasing green candles. And I did that thing when the price goes down, I think, oh, it's time to short now. And and then of course the price goes back up, and I didn't have a clue what I was doing, to be honest. I'm still not very good. But I did continue watching Jordan's videos, and I liked the idea of what was happening and using leverage and all that sort of stuff. And I generally I got better at it. I mean, I'm not brilliant. I mean, what happens to me, it's probably the same story as most people is, you make about 10 consecutive, like really good trades, and then you make one god awful one and and you lose half your account,
Yeah.
So at the moment, I'm trying to not make that happen. I think that answered your question. I'm not sure.
Yeah, superb intro. And it's really interesting, isn't it, how different people get into, the route into crypto. Some people obviously hear about it through people that they know, or in your instance, it was just a complete coincidence, wasn't it, that this guy asked if you want to be paid in Bitcoin.
Yeah, totally. I will finish the e-gold story actually, because what happened there, and this is a good tip for anyone who wants to start a YouTube channel, was if you started a YouTube channel now about how to make money with Bitcoin, you probably wouldn't get picked up by the YouTube algorithm. But if you can find something that people are looking for and there's not many videos about, then you stand a much better chance of getting an audience. Because what I did was I had that Elrond, which was ERD at the time, that changed into EGLD, which is now Multiverse X. And at the time, Elrond, they produced their first DEX, which was called Maiar. And they had a token called MEX that nobody quite understood, and still has the weirdest tokenomics in the world. But they introduced that in November 2021, and it was probably like the most awful timing ever, because that was right at the peak of the last bull market, and it was down ever since then for the next 2 years. But the point was, there was a lot of people who wanted to get involved with that Maiar DEX, and there weren't any videos about it. And I kind of, fired it up and connected my wallet up, and I thought, I really am out of my depth here. I haven't a bloody clue what's happening here. So let's just do this together. And what I found was I got quite a big audience almost straight away, mostly from Romania, which is where Elrond is based. And a lot of the people were a lot cleverer than me and were like really useful. And, because of that, I created this community that was people who knew about Elrond, and people who knew about DEXs, and people who knew about liquidity and LP tokens. And it was really good. And that got me my first like 1,500 subscribers. And that was a real kickstart for getting the YouTube channel going. So I would say that to somebody who wants to start a YouTube channel is don't just copy everyone else. Try and find something where there's a general need to learn something and make videos about that. And people will find them, and your channel will grow.
Yeah. And that's the same, obviously you do a lot of content, mixed in with Stonksy. Yeah. And then, we have obviously Coffee, who's doing his own videos. He's doing Stonksy videos as well. So it's obviously good as well to like try and grab onto the community, because, there's a couple hundred people in the Discord now. So, if you're making Stonksy videos instantly there, you could easily get over 100 views just by obviously putting it into the Discord. So there's like a, for anyone who maybe does want to start, like SWC said there, you could start with Stonksy videos, and instantly, there's a community there for you to try and help you grow and get viewership and etc. But yeah, it's just finding something on in it that works, and like yourself, you found something where you could easily, get that subscriber count up, because that's obviously the thing that many people struggle with, isn't it? Is actually growing the channel.
Yeah, totally. I will say as well is if any of my viewers on my channel, do make sure you subscribe, by the way. And,
Yeah.
and but if any of my viewers, if they got any ideas and they want to start their own channel and stuff, then I'm happy to help promote them and stuff like that. There's a guy called Adam who's in my Telegram group as well, and he's just started off a channel. He was inspired by my channel, which I feel quite nice about. But he's started doing stuff as well, and I've let him post a few things in the Telegram group about his channel, and so he's off to a good start now as well. And so I'm happy to promote anybody who's promoting crypto, to be honest. So there's that as well. So don't feel frightened to get in touch and reach out to me and ask me things.
That's superb, yeah, superb. So that's nice olive branch for anyone who's out there. Let's just have a quick run through. So we've got Mr. Delta saying, afternoon, gentlemen. We've got Henry saying Bitcoin is in free fall. We've got Cryptone, the legend, with the goat emoji. And we've got some of your viewers, I'm guessing, in here, SWC. We've got Really saying, all right there, SWC. We've got Secondhand Sandwich saying SWC. Crypto Bash says SWC here, legend. We've got Ionko, who, if anyone didn't know, Ionko's a regular viewer of the stream, and he's currently riding out in Cambodia while trading with Stonksy. So yeah, Ionko is currently in Asia, going through the country of Cambodia, and he's trading his way through it. And then we've got Shane, yes, big man Shane, saying oi oi, nice to see you, Shane. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining again. So we've got I don't know how to say that. Can you please explain as easy as possible how the Stonksy is working? I want to invest. Of course, we can run through that. Let's firstly cover what Savory Crypto had planned for a stream, but then we can easily cover how to look at Stonksy, how to execute trades. We'll put that definitely in the stream for you. So keep watching. But let's just dive into what Savory Crypto has planned for the start, and then we can answer questions, or if anyone's got any questions on how Stonksy works or how to use it, we can go through that for sure. So what would you like to start with first?
I was just going to talk about Bitcoin, especially when somebody said, who was it who said it's in free fall?
Someone said Harry.
Yeah, I always think it's great when you say, it's in free fall, it's crashing, and like you think, Christ, we're at $95,000 now. I mean, I was listening to a video I did in September when it was at 58.
It quickly becomes the norm, doesn't it? It quickly becomes. It's surprising how quickly it becomes the norm. And then if we was to drop below 90, it would seem like the end of the world.
I know.
When a few weeks ago we were still at 60. So it's crazy how quickly price becomes the norm. And just a small drop below what would have been a dream level, a couple of weeks ago, is then seen as a cascade.
Yeah. Anyway, but I agree. It's coming down a little bit. So I'm looking at this with Stonksy on the 1 hour time frame, and this big green patch here. This started on Thursday last week, and that ended on Monday, didn't it? Yes, Monday this week, and that red bit has been happening there. So I've been waiting for this to go green since then, and last night, I was at 1 o'clock in the morning, wasn't it? I was actually still awake then, and I actually saw it go green, and I thought, brilliant. Shall I pile the rest of my money into my long? And I thought, well, I'm a bit sleepy, so I won't do that. I'll wait a bit. And then I woke up in the middle of the night, no, I didn't. I woke up early, and I saw this green background here, and I thought, well, what's happened there? Sort of like, and I realised this had been in this no trade zone here. Now that kind of surprised me a little bit, because when I looked at it last night, I just want to show you these EMAs. Oops, hang on. Right, so I did a video about these exponential moving averages for the Stonksy channel. You will find it there. And what these are, basically, these are the red one is a 5 EMA. Sorry.
Oops.
Hang on. Just hang on a sec. Hi. Okay, can I call you back in a bit? I'm on a live stream. Oh, damn, she failed.
Oh no! Oh, what a shame. Is she not
Oh.
doing the old joke of "Oh, I failed," and then "Oh no, I passed"? Or
Oh, she might be. I don't know.
maybe. Well, let's hope. Let's hope that's what it is. Anyway, let's hope she's just trying to trying to have a joke with you, and then maybe it's "Oh no, I actually passed." Well, anyway, yeah. Let's hope that's what it is. Let's hope she didn't fail.
I'm a bit worried now. Anyway, okay. All right. So, right. So where was I? Yeah. So these EMAs. So that the red one is a 5 EMA. The cyan is a 9 EMA. The yellow is a 21 EMA, and the green one is a 55 EMA. If you want to know how to set these up, just look at the end of any of my recent videos, and you'll see a link to how I do this. But basically, what you're looking for here is a cross of the yellow and the green. Okay, the 21 and the 55. And when that crosses, normally it's a very bullish sign, or if it's going the other way, it's a very bearish sign. And sometimes, well, a lot of the time, this is like really reliable. So let's go back. This is the 1 hour time frame, obviously. So if you look back here, say, so that was like the 24th of November, and the yellow crossed over the green, and the price went up loads. Okay, and it didn't cross back until Monday, right? And that coincided almost with Stonksy going red, and that came back down here. Now the thing is what I saw when I woke up this morning. I saw these about to cross in a bullish way, and I was thinking, okay, well, I'm kind of expecting Stonksy to stay green, or at least go green, and it didn't. And for that reason, I didn't put the rest of my money into my trade because I think it might roll over a bit from here. So that's really good, because Stonksy stopped me doing what I would have done with these EMAs. Because you see what I'm saying? With the EMAs, I'd just gone, yeah, that I think we're off to the races now here. We're not, at least not yet anyway. So let's just turn those off. So I suppose the thing to do now is to look at this on a smaller time frame, and I think the 3 minute gives a lot of clues, and at the moment that is in the no trade zone as well. So I think we need to wait. Now the thing is, what I noticed was today, if you click these little stars and stripes things down in Trading View, I don't know what that is. That's obviously something that's going to happen at 3 o'clock this afternoon, UTC. And then this one here, there's a Fed Chair Powell speech. I didn't know about this. Did you?
Yeah, because I put it in the newsletter every week, the important dates.
Is it an important one?
No, I don't think so. I think he's just speaking somewhere. I don't think it's like he is speaking, but I don't think it's like a hyped up one. I think it will just be sort of like a general. I think it's at some committee or some event, so it's not like a very important one anyway. He might say a couple of stuff, maybe we get a small influx of volatility, but yes.
So, do you know what that one's about? The PMI,
ISM services. I think it's got the red folder on FX Street, so I think it's considered a little like important, but as to how much volatility it'll cause, I'm not too sure.
The only thing I've noticed is sometimes when you get those, is the price just doesn't do quite what it's supposed to beforehand, and you really need to wait until that's out of the way before everything starts to make sense. I don't know if a lot of people are sort of get wary about these news things. I know they don't always cause that much volatility, and I know normally once it's happened, everything goes back to normal anyway. But yeah, so at the moment I would hang fire with Bitcoin. I'm not sure what it's up to. I think we've probably got a bit more sideways before anything major happens. What I did look at was, if I zoom out a little bit, I mean, I'm not a massive pattern guy, but I've been noting that there are 3 touch points here on this, what could be a line of support there. and there are 3 touch points on this resistance line here. So it is quite feasible. We could do something like that, or alternatively, we could do
Yeah.
something like that. But
Yeah.
it will break out of this at some point.
Yeah, it's witnessing like just a standard. Obviously, you could draw it as how you want if you wanted to, label it a pattern or whatever, but it's just volatility contraction, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
volatility contracting, and then eventually it comes to a point of equilibrium, and then the volume comes in then, and then we'll see, we'll see a move either direction.
Anyway, so there's that. I'll tell you what I always do as well. I always have another monitor. Let me share this tab. Okay, so you can see this tab with the 2 charts, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Right, so this is Bitcoin, this is Ethereum, and these are both on the 1 hour at the moment. Now, Ethereum, that's been in this green zone since 8 o'clock this morning, and consequently, I am long on Ethereum. And obviously, if Ethereum's going to go up, Bitcoin's going to go up a bit as well, isn't it? Not
Yes, you would imagine so.
not exactly follow it, but it would generally mean the general market sentiment is up. So in a way, I am still favouring an upside to Bitcoin. I just think not quite yet. Maybe it's going to be in after that news is done.
Yeah.
I tell you what, as well is my mate Bob the Builder phoned me this morning, and he was talking about selling various things, and he was talking about selling CRO. And he was also talking about selling. What was the other one? EGLD, right?
Yeah.
And the CRO made me think, because I've noticed today that BGB, the native token of the BitGet exchange, that is at an all-time high. CRO is doing pretty well. That's the native token of crypto.com.
Yeah.
I also think BNB is doing well as well. The Binance one. So it might be worth keeping an eye on these token exchanges. Sort of like the BNBs and whatever the KuCoin one is. Was it K something? I don't know.
KCS, I think it is KuCoin.
Yeah. It might be worth keeping an eye on those, because I know what happens in a bull run. Everyone starts using them exchanges and then realizes that they can get cheaper fees and all that sort of thing if they hold the token, or they can stake it or something like that, and then they start buying up these things. So I actually think for the moment I'm going to be looking at things like CRO. I'll tell you another one as well is Borg, the Swiss Borg one. That's up loads in the last week or so.
Yeah, we're really starting to see, aren't we, like a real push now on large caps.
Yeah.
It obviously all started mostly with XRP and XLM. They were sort of the first movers in it. Obviously earlier in November. But then pretty much across the board, we've seen ADA run, AVAX, BNB's nearly at $800 today. I didn't realize, it's nearly $800 BNB. All of them, you pretty much go down, the top 825, maybe even 50. But certainly the top 25 in the top 100. And they're all up massively. Yeah, the massive move on BNB today, and obviously Stonksy caught it nicely as well. It's on the 1 hour.
That's amazing, isn't it? That's oh yeah, that was actually last night at 6 o'clock. Oh, that would have been good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't got any. Have you?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I must confess, I don't hold any BNB. But it is up superbly.
About 20%.
And another one to check as well is let's pull up TRX on the 1 hour chart.
That's wrong. Yeah.
That thing has been absolutely just surging. So that's obviously on the 1 hour chart, which dates back to last week. But I think the 15-minute chart, I think, caught it from Monday. I think if you pull up the 15-minute, if we want, a more recent, that I think that was live from Thursday last week. But yeah, I think this one opened, I think it was Monday, or might be even been yesterday. on the 15th minute, and yeah, that thing has just been that's gone relentless, really.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, missed that one as well, really. I mean, what I do tend to do, I mean, I've got my kind of watch list of,
Yeah.
things that I've had an interest in or are interested in. I mean, some are a bit old. But what I tend to do is put Stonksy on the 1 hour and then just have a sort of flick through them, and think, okay, I'll miss that one. That one, yeah, missed that.
Yeah.
Swiss board, missed that. Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin's going to happen soon. Okay, that's good. CRO, yeah, missed that. Doge, you see, like looking at Doge there on a red background, you think, okay, well, I might look at that and see if we can get a green background soon.
Yeah,
because I do like the 1 hours.
Yeah, I was just gonna say there's a select few, like obviously Bitcoin's consolidating, Doge is consolidating, but they were the ones obviously that have already sort of had the run. Like Doge ran pretty much before everything else, didn't it? Look at that's superb on dot on dot. Sorry, not dot.
Yeah.
Dot, on the 1 hour.
I know. I was actually in a trade with this, and I just thought it was too weird, and I as soon as it made a little profit, I just came out of it.
Yeah.
If I'd have stayed in, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it seems just like it's the typical as well, isn't it? It's the typical playbook, of past cycles. Is Bitcoin goes first, which we've had almost to 100K, and then large caps, which are now really popping off across the board. So then it's just a case of, do we then see then a rotation into mid caps and low caps from in the next maybe 1 to 2 months perhaps. It will be interesting to follow along for sure. But remember, you can all trade this on Blowfin. So make sure you do click the link that's either in the chat or in the description of the stream, where you get instant VIP 1 access for lower fees. So you instantly get bumped up a tier, so you pay less maker taker fees on the exchange. So that is the official exchange partner of Stonksy now, Blowfin. Superb exchange, and it's non-KYC. So everyone out there who's looking for a non-KYC, or if you prefer to use non-KYC exchanges, do make sure you go and sign up to Blowfin under the Stonksy link. But yes, sorry for that little interval. I just had to put my pitch in there.
That's okay. Actually, is there something you can talk about for a couple of minutes just while I just message my daughter just to?
Yeah. So if you want to just mute your mic, actually, well, I think I can mute it for you. So if you want to mute your mic, and you can stop your screen if you want. So if you want to end, or do you want to carry on? I was just going to swap over, and then I'll give you it back then.
Right. So you've got your screen back, right?
Yeah. So I can put my screen up now.
Yeah. Just give us a minute. I'll just send her a text. That's all.
Yeah. All right. Just pop in the chat when you're ready to come back up.
Okay. All right. See you.
Right. So yes, let me share my screen now. So it's brilliant having Sabre Crypto on. If you don't know Sabre Crypto, do make sure you go and check out his Twitter and his YouTube channel. That's in the description. But yeah, so what is there to cover? Well, there's loads. Obviously, we've been having absolute massive moves across large caps, and they keep carrying on, just one after another. So if you do have any tickets you'd like, you mention it. Sorry, catching up a bit on stream. Borg, that was it. He was on about Borg. Yeah, so let's drop some drop some tickets in the chat for me, everyone. Let's drop some tickets in the chat. Let's have a look at some other charts. Get your tickets in. Hugo, which was the one that you wanted me to look at? Do get it in the chat. But yeah, let's off the top of my head, what else has been pumping? Obviously, we've had TRX. I mean, this thing has just been insane. The past couple of days to week. Obviously, we had Stonksy go green on Thursday, but it really just started to take off yesterday with just an absolute face ripper of a move. Superb. But yeah, get your tickets in the chat. So we got Justin D saying, "Say, I can do that. I can do that." Let's go and have a look at Say. I think Say is another one that's been running, isn't it? I think Say is another one that's been running. Let's see. Are we on? So Say has been open on Stonksy since, is that yesterday or today? Yeah, yesterday at 10 o'clock UTC at night. So that's just up over 4%. But Say is another one that's had this period of consolidation. As you can see, it come all the way up on Stonksy here early last week. And then since then, it's just been in this phase of consolidation here. However, is it now looking for a breakout? It's looking like it's trying. It's trying where it's failed previously, in these wicks. But if we get the breakout, Stonksy's on it. Stonksy's on the breakout at the moment. And we're still open on the 2-hour chart as well from last Sunday. So on the 2-hour chart, we are still open as well, which is up 21%, which is superb to see. But yeah, are we going to get the breakout on Say? It looks like it's going for it, isn't it? It's trying. It is trying its best. And we are also on the 10-minute as well, which might catch it if we break out. So it's something to watch for sure throughout today, potentially, into the end of the week. Are we getting this breakout on Say? And is Stonksy going to do it again? Obviously, it caught the move up nicely. Then we had a bit of chop here, some short-lived backgrounds. Caught that drop nicely as well. And a slight pump back up. They were small moves. And then caught this drop real nice before pumping back up. But, yes, so that's Say. What else did someone ask for? Sand, I think. And I think, who said sand? We got Ionco. That's it. Sand on the 5-minute time frame. Let's have a look at that. Let's see. Oh, look at that on the 5-minute. Yeah, it's really going for it, isn't it? So this is on the 5-minute, 26% up today. So Sand is carrying on towards $1, potentially above. And yes, Stonksy's caught it nicely. So we opened there today. And yeah, currently just over 18% up on this move on the 5-minute, which has been open roughly 6 hours. If we have a look at the 1 hour, yeah, catching it nice. So Stonksy's been open since so yeah, we're currently 46% up, and that only opened on Monday. So that's within 2 days, 46%. And there's so many examples of these. Like yesterday, we were showing it was just ticker after ticker, Stonksy catching all the moves. So if you're not sold on Stonksy yet, do go and get Stonksy. Obviously, we'll cover this again, but I'll drop the link into the chat now because we are witnessing greatness when it comes to Stonksy for sure. I've just popped the link in the chat, which will take you to this screen, so you can choose a plan, and you can pay monthly, which works out roughly £4 to £5 per day. The annual plan, or we've got the lifetime plan, and you can choose any of these in crypto. So if you want to pay in crypto, you don't want to pay through card. This little message underneath, you just click the hyperlinked email address, and then you just edit it to fit what you want, what plan, and how you want to pay. So yeah, do come and join us at Stonksy. That gets you access to the Discord. And we are very close to releasing automated SR lines this week, as well as much more developments in terms of Stonksy features and what we've got coming with Blowfin. Which leads me on to say, if you've not joined yet, come and join Blowfin. Blowfin's a superb exchange offering some of the best features around. It's non-KYC, so you can join there. You don't have to give them, you don't have to sign up, with an ID card or anything. You can literally just sign up with your email. So I've just dropped the link in the chat. The link's also in the stream description. And if you're on the Stonksy website, it's under exchange. But just a quick run through, they don't trade against you. Considering its age, the volume and liquidity is superb. Some are bigger than some of our older competitors. They've got such a massive range of futures and spot pairs. All customer funds are safe completely because it's custodied in Fireblocks. The proof of reserves is on Nansen as well. And yeah, one of the biggest ones, non-KYC. If you are in a restricted region, you can simply create an account with a VPN. So what will that look like? When you load up the link, it'll literally take you to this page. And all you do is you pop an email in, you pop a password in. The referral code's already on there, so you don't have to do anything with that. You tick the box, you click sign up, and that's it. You'll be took to a page where you just put in the verification code that's sent to your email, and then you're in. You can deposit straight away. Very easy as that. Takes literally no more than two minutes to sign up. So do come and join us over at Blowfin. There's plenty more to come. And yeah, a lot of the other stonks using the Discord are already on Blowfin. So yeah, come and join us over at Blowfin. Pro doing okay, but still a bit off all-time highlight, unlike B&B. Do you still have the card SWC? I will ask him when he's back on stream. He's just, he's back. He says, I'm back.
Hello.
Oh, he's back. There we go. Oh, she did fail, did she? Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, well, hopefully fourth time is the charm then. That's a shame.
Well, she did actually say that. She said my instructor said that she had one driver who had to take the test 14 times.
Wow.
And I said, "Are you sure she's any good, this instructor?"
Yeah. The thing is, after that many times, you'd just be on the verge of giving up, wouldn't you?
I
14 times.
can't imagine really. It cost a fortune as well, wouldn't
Oh
it?
yeah. Oh yeah. I remember even when I passed. So I passed in when will I passed about 7 years ago.
Right.
Even back then, the prices have gone up loads since then. And I think it cost me about to pay for the test and then obviously, to rent the car for the lesson beforehand and then obviously the hour that you have it. It was about £120 and that was 7 years ago. They
Yeah.
must be paying towards £200 now to obviously have a lesson beforehand and then have the car for an hour. It's
Yeah.
insane, isn't it? The cost.
Yeah.
So get Stonksy
well.
if you want to pay for your kids' driving lessons is the answer. So do you want to get your screen back on or
Yeah, sure, yeah. But
mine off? There you go. Mine's now off. So say we Crypto is back with us.
Oh, hello. Right.
We've got Crypto Bro saying it sounds like the teacher is making great money being bad at their job.
No, I think you're right. Actually, I mean, oh God, I mean,
it's questionable, like, isn't it?
I mean, surely if you're advertising yourself as a driving instructor, you sort of say like, all my students pass first time. You don't say, oh, this one took 14 times. Like anyway. But yeah, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, quite gutted about that, to be honest. Anyway, oh, hang on.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Oh, that's not right. Hang on. Right. Okay, so what we're talking about? What tick are we on?
I think I was just running through a couple of charts. So Sand has had a massive move today, monster move. I just running through Sand, and then what was the other one that I pulled up before that? I can't even remember. What was it? Could someone tell me what the chart was that I pulled up before Sand? I can't remember what it was. It's gone from Say, Say, which looks like it might be on a breakout move at the moment as well. But yeah, Sand.
I've actually been buying a bit of Say on spot actually.
Yeah, it looks like Stonksy's green on the 1 hour, but it looks like it might just be going for the breakout of this consolidation that it's had.
Which were you using the index chart, were you, or the?
I think so. Yeah, it looks pretty much the same. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that looks good.
It looks like it might be going for the breakout. So let's see if Stonksy does it again. But the Sand move is strong.
The weird thing is stuff like Sand. I mean, do you think people who are trading it or buying it, do you think they know what it is?
I don't know. I don't know whether it's perhaps moving just because other large caps are moving. Maybe it's just following that, or maybe we're at that time now where maybe we're going to get sort of the GameFi narrative again, because that always comes around, at some point in the cycle. So maybe this is potentially, the emergence of the GameFi narrative again.
Maybe I'm trying to remember what this was. It was like one of the first play to earn games, wasn't it?
Sand. I don't know if it was play to earn, but it's like one of the metaverse games, isn't it? That, and then you've got obviously Decentraland. Axie Infinity was the big one, wasn't it, last cycle for play to earn?
Yeah.
But I don't know if Sand is play to earn or not, or if it's just standard playing. But you can do things in there. Obviously, you can buy plots of land and etc. Crypto Bro saying Gala too. Yeah, I'm guessing they're all going up across the board. Gala. It'd be interesting to see what Axie Infinity is doing as well, because obviously that's another one from last night.
Do you know what the ticker is for that?
AXS.
AXS.
Yes.
Let's have a look at the. I'll get the Binance one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what we need to find is one of these that hasn't broken out.
Yeah. It looks like they're all running now, aren't they? These are all large caps as well, so it does look like it is just the standard thing that we see in the cycle where large caps then start to take over.
Yeah. So is there anything that's doing bad?
Catch by Stonksy again, isn't it? Superb catch by Stonksy. What's that? That must be about 20%.
Yeah. I suppose Solana's just chilling at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's a few. I think the few that ran before. So obviously Solana ran before most, didn't it? Towards its all-time high. Doge. There's a few like that that have ran and then are just currently consolidating. So maybe we see continuation on them soon, which is my thinking. The ones that ran first are now just taking a bit of time to cool off. Others are taking over.
Yeah. I've got a little list here of things that I know Jordan likes.
Yeah, there's a few that he normally pops up. So yeah, maybe we could run through these. But we've got 63 people in. Thank you very much for joining, everyone. Make sure you do go and drop a like on the stream. It helps the algorithm out massively.
I reckon that's all my crew. That is.
There is, to be fair, there is a few people that I've not seen in here before commenting. So yeah, if you are over from Sabre Crypto's channel, thank you very much for joining us today. And if you're not here from Sabre Crypto's channel, make sure you do check him out in the description. Go and drop him a subscribe on YouTube and go and drop him a follow on Twitter. So yeah, it works both ways. If you're here from Sabre Crypto, subscribe to us. If you're not, go and check him out.
Okay, so let's have a look through these. See if we can find one where the 1 hour background isn't green. So Popcat, no. Dot.
Oh wow, Dot is flying as well. Look at that.
Yeah.
Superb. And Stonksy is just having a mega couple of weeks.
What's that? Aptos. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Too late for that. Well, I say too late. It might not be. Oh, there you go, Ponky. I'm not sure about these things, but I think Ponky might have had its day, but that might be one to look out for.
Yeah.
If you see that go green, it's down quite a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's had a bit of a downtrend, hasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that might be worth keeping an eye on. Link's gone up already.
Yeah, Link's done really well.
Optimism. That's too late. Shib, too late.
It's good to see as well. If anyone's not got Stonksy, you can literally see for yourself. Literally, we're pulling up all these charts, and it's pretty much caught everything. So this is, alongside, just looking through charts. Make sure you're taking note of Stonksy because, as you can see, it's pretty much caught all these moves.
So at the moment, I would probably say, out of these, keep your eye on Metis, keep your eye on Ponky.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
Because they might do something. Mind you, this Metis one's up quite a bit anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, it's had a bit of an uptrend, hasn't it, recently?
So how's it doing over? Oh, mind you, if in doubt, zoom out and all that.
Yeah,
that could go up a lot more, couldn't it?
Yeah, it's going to enter price discovery,
or it might do a cup and handle like that.
Yeah,
that could happen, couldn't it? Oh, all good fun, isn't it? Right. There's something else I was going to talk about. I can't remember what it was.
I think. Well, I don't know if this was it or not, but I mentioned beforehand, obviously, maybe just briefly running through the trade that you did the video for us most recently.
Okay.
And obviously how how you manage that position. So if you haven't checked it out, go and check out the latest Sabre Crypto video on the Stonksy channel after the stream. And yeah, it was a superb video. We came out of it with some really nice profit, and it was interesting just to see how we managed the position, throughout the week. But perhaps, for anyone who has seen it or hasn't seen it, just maybe your thoughts on where you began and then how you managed the position, and then obviously you ended up coming out with some really nice profit.
Yeah. Trying to remember now. I mean, the point about that was I was just trying to do one that was like, realistically, sort of like what was going on in my head, and I kind of thought rather than just making a video saying, "Here you go, Stonksy caught this. That was really good. I made loads of money," which is obviously better for selling Stonksy. I thought I'd actually sort of like live with it for a week, and go through what was, at times a bit worrying at times, and then at other times it was looking great and all that sort of thing. But I think it was this week here, wasn't it? It was last. Hang on, where are
Yeah.
we now? The
Yes.
4th. Yeah. So I remember. Oh, was it that? Oh, hang on. When was that? When was that Friday when Jordan was on stream forever? That was here.
It was the Friday just gone. I think you sent it over to us. I think it was on the Friday. You sent it over to us. So I think it started last Sunday or Monday.
So like almost 2 weeks ago, isn't it? Sort of thing. Yeah, because that
Yeah.
weekend. Right. So yeah. So we were right up here on that Friday, the 22nd, and it was at. I mean, can you believe it? It was at 99. What was that? 99.7 or something like that. Okay.
What I think it was is you. I don't know. Did you DCA? It was that drop, weren't it, where we got the V reversal there? I think that's where you. So where we dropped V reversal, I think that's where you was adding in, and then where you made the profit was on the recovery straight after. I think if my memory serves me right. So just to the left there in that bit. Yeah, I think that's where it was. So on down and then back up.
Yeah. But I think the thing was here. I can't remember, but
great entertainment for everyone.
it was over a week ago. I haven't got a clue what happened.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so just obviously, you utilised Stonksy, didn't you? And obviously, your other trading aspects to sort of manage the position. And it was obviously like a week-long position.
I know what I did. I used the VRVP, didn't I? So, yeah, because I went to sleep one night. Hang on. Yeah, I went to sleep one night with Stonksy on red. And it was here, wasn't it? And I was thinking, basically the price was dropping. I didn't know where it was going to drop to.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, Stonksy's red. I'm going to be asleep. So I just kind of not randomly, but I picked a price to set a buy order at, and I did it with the VRVP. I didn't use Stonksy so much really. And by the way, when I'm using the VRVP, I don't like it like that. That looks too coarse and horrible. So what I normally do is I go to the settings and I make it 240 rather than 24 for the row size, and that makes it more like that. So what I was looking at here was this node here. You see this kind of bit here, and that tells you where the most trading activity was in the past, which is obviously this area here. So I basically set a buy order for there, and that was really cool because even though Stonksy was still red when I woke up, which was like the following morning, it was nicely in profit by then. And then eventually it kind of went into this green area and then carried on. And then I took profit on the Friday so I could finish the video. And it was basically that video was a story of me getting from here to here, really. But having a kind of, I think I was already in a trade, but I added an extra order down here. So my average price was somewhere like around here. So I ended up making I think it was $1,000. I think it was about 28% or something. It wasn't enormous, but it was not bad. And my thinking was, if you could do that every week, then you'd be doing really well. And I was trading with a capital of about $3,000, and I made $1,000. So my point was, if you could do that again the following week with $4,000, you could probably make $1,200 and keep going on like that. And before you know it, you're minted, aren't you?
Yeah, that's it. It's all about finding a strategy, isn't it? And trying to, rinse and repeat it.
Yeah. My problem is always when I see the price go up and I'm reasonably in profit, I think, I want to add a bit more into the trade. And when you do that, you ruin your entry, don't you? It means that your average entry price is nearer to where the price is. And then you do things like when you go to sleep or when you go out, you set a stop loss near entry and you come back and the trade's closed and you didn't make very much. So I think you need to as well as buying Stonksy, you need to sort of like have some like discipline with yourself and actually think, okay, that's my entry. And if it's a good entry, you actually say, okay, I'm not going to touch that. I'm not going to add to the trade. Obviously, take profit if it goes really high, or take partial profit, but don't necessarily add that back in if it's going to ruin your entry. If you're already about 40 or 50% in profit, doesn't really matter, because as long as you're still going to be a long way away from your entry, that's fine. But when you're only like 5% away from your entry, that's not so good. That's not really what you want, really. So there's a bit of advice anyway, bit of advice from somebody who's done it wrong so many times.
Yeah, it's always good to put forward some advice, but everyone's been there, haven't they?
I think so, yeah. And the other thing I do as well is, I watch it go really high, and then you watch it come back down again.
Yeah, just normally how it goes.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, have we got any questions?
Yeah, has anyone got any questions to come in with? JC's asking, have we covered Ethereum? We haven't actually looked at Ethereum. Should we pull up Ethereum, because it looks like it's a bit strong on the day today. It's up nearly 3%.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Hello, fib levels.
Let's get rid of that. Get rid of my VRVP. Actually, I'll leave it there for a sec. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, so Ethereum. So what have I been drawing here? I'll tell you what, I did a video a few weeks ago, and I was looking at this parallel channel there, right? This one down here. And it was brilliant because Solana had already done that. Bitcoin had already done that. And I think there was another one as well. But, at the time, Ethereum was just coming down this parallel channel. And I said, I think, everything being equal, I think Ethereum's about to break out. And I was really, really chuffed because I published the video, and about an hour later, the price went up to there. And, but, I took profit there. Why the hell didn't I just look at Stonksy and think, no, I won't take profit there. I'll wait until it's up here. And
is it open on the 2-hour chart perhaps as well?
Oh, that's actually the 4-hour. Hang on.
Yeah, that's the 4-hour. We may be open on the 2-hour. Be interesting to see, because the 2-hour. No, we're not. It's interesting, yeah. It's interesting because obviously ETH is obviously still lagging. Behind Bitcoin, behind Solana, behind BNB, behind TRX. It's lagging behind, a lot of the big, the big coins in, the top 10, top 15. It's still 30% away roughly at these prices, maybe even a little bit more actually. It's all-time high at 4.8, isn't it? 4.9. So it's probably 35%-ish away from its all-time high. So it's still got a fair way to go even before it attempts to get into price discovery.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'd always be tempted to do is because I'm such a believer in these 1-hour Stonksy backgrounds. Particularly when something's in an uptrend anyway, like Ethereum obviously is. And in fact, I did a video about this, but I said that the level that it became green at, right, is here. It's when that green candle crossed into that red candle there. So that was like 3719, and it's actually below there now, right?
Yeah.
Having said that, I'm looking at the index chart. Let me look at let's look at one of the things that we use. Shall I use Blowfin? Then you can shill your link again.
Yeah, make sure everyone goes sign up for Blowfin. I've just put it in the chat. It's in the description of the stream. So we've got a couple of questions that I'll just run through. We've got CCC actually in the chat. Missed parts of this, but I'm going to watch it back. Sounds like an interesting strategy. Yes, make sure you do. It's great to see you, mate. But yeah, make sure you go and watch back, because we've had a superb stream so far. We've got Dunder saying, feeling better today, bruv. I am. I'm much better. I haven't got that awful cough today. It seems to mostly have gone. Still a tiny bit of a tickly sore throat, but the cough has mostly gone. We've got Pratik saying, what's the win rate of Stonksy? It depends what time frame you're on. So we're in the midst of publishing loads of case studies and data. The first one is available on Medium. So if you go to the Stonksy website, you scroll down to where there's the hyperlinks for all the socials, etc. And if you click the Medium one, you'll be able to see the 2-hour Bitcoin case study that we published, not last week, the week before. So yeah, we're working on getting a whole bunch of them published. They just take a lot of time to put together. But yeah, it depends. It depends what time frame you're on, Pratik, and obviously what asset you're trading. Best scalping with leverage on Stonksy. Personally, I mean, I can't obviously tell you, what to do because I don't know your experience. I don't know, your risk management strategies, etc. But typically, I always tell people, the lower the leverage, obviously, the safer you are. So that's what personally I would say. It's the lower leverage, the better, in my opinion, anyway. But it depends on what you're trying to achieve, and you're. I think you sometimes like to go high leverage, don't you? SWC.
You sometimes see that with me, but it's not always what it seems, because quite often what I will do is I'll start off on fairly low leverage, and then I'll increase it when I think and I know it's going the right way, to free up a bit of margin, so that I can then add that back in, and then I'm back at the same old problem as I described before.
Yeah. Sorry, Pratik. He's asked, is it a lagging indicator? No, it's a real-time indicator. The indications are formed in real time upon candle closes. And Ionco has tagged Pratik and said, unbelievable, bro, for the win rate on it. So yeah, Ionco's currently out traveling through Cambodia while trading the market with Stonksy. So yeah, real interesting guy, and yeah, he's living it up, living off his trading, I think. But yeah, carry on, mate. Sorry.
No, I was gonna right. So I've got this blowfin chart up here right now. So we know what levels we're dealing with. So I think here, right, where you've got like the 1 hour time frame. I mean, we kind of missed it, but when I was talking about it before, I was saying, it became green when that candle body there crossed to that red candle body there. So, this level here, so like 3713 for Ethereum. And what I'd noticed before is when that happens, the price comes back there quite a lot. And indeed, that came back there a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
And, you could have gone long then. And even though you missed the entry, look, you're still got 0.47% up from there. So 10x leverage, you'd made nearly 5%. So even if you miss the entry, I think it's usually worth thinking like, okay, what was the level at, and then let's try and get in there anyway. And that's what I do. I think that's quite a sound strategy with Stonksy, because it's not that often that it ends up negative on a 1 hour green background.
Yeah.
It depends on the token, of course. I tell you what, there's one thing I've been trying to make sense of, is looking at the Ethereum BTC chart with Stonksy. Now,
Yeah.
I know this is like kind of one of the things where it probably shouldn't work. I mean, I don't know how Stonksy works, but I mean, zooming out here, right?
Well, the thing is, you can actually trade that as well. You can on. I'm not sure if every exchange does it, but there are exchanges that offer ETH BTC. But you should be using Blowfin anyway. Everyone should be using Blowfin via the Stonksy link.
Well, I think you can use. I think you can use Blowfin to trade BTC ETH spot. You can do that.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's no reason why you can't use Stonksy with spot trading. If the thought of leverage scares the pants off you, then there's no reason you can't use it for spot. And I'm actually considering doing this, because back in the summer my dad died, and I've been left like a third of a bungalow, which is worth, well, not a lot, but it's about 50 grand or something, so it's quite a nice chunk of money. And I was thinking I might just trade that spot using Stonksy on the 1 hour, and see if I can
you keep it safe then as well, don't you? Because spot lots. The worst
Well,
thing, you might wake up and overnight and it might have dropped 5% or something. But as long as you're not trading anything too illiquid and stuff like that,
no,
you know,
no. I mean,
you're pretty safe.
but yeah, but that's my plan really, is to sort of see if I can turn a third of a bungalow into a nice house.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Because I haven't got one at the moment. I don't actually own a house, so
Yeah,
be quite nice.
that would be superb, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I'd have somewhere to live then.
Yeah, what we want. Yeah, it's what we want. And help save with crypto. Or following on with this, I go and sub into his channel and follow him on Twitter after the stream. Do make sure you go and check him out. And yeah, you can follow on. Maybe he'll do. That would be an awesome video series. That
I
trading. You could just call it trading 50K into a house, or trading a third of a house into a full one. That would be awesome.
Yeah, how the homeless unbanked trader
Yeah,
became a homeowner.
yeah, that'd be fantastic.
No, full transparency, I did own a house, but it was in France and it wasn't worth as much as houses are in England. So I came back to England a couple of years ago, and unfortunately, the house prices where I live now are twice the price of what my house was worth in France. So consequently, I'm renting one until I've got lots of money.
Yes, well, that will happen for sure.
I hope so.
Yeah, but go on, carry on with what you was looking at with ETH BTC. This is interesting.
Yeah, because I was thinking, well, okay, I was looking at this a little while ago. And I was thinking it's been in this no trade zone since November the 24th. So is it that good? And I started looking back, and I think, well, actually, sort of here that was quite good. It sort of went up there nicely. Here it came down quite nicely. There it went up. It's actually not bad at all, isn't it? Is it on the on the 1 hour time frame for looking at ETH BTC? ETH BTC. By the way, if you want to trade that with leverage, I think you can do it on. Oh God, what's it called? Can't remember now. It's not Stonksy though. It's one of the ones I don't use. It's one of the ones that Andy Bitcoin sent us used to promote all the time. Can't think what it's called now. It's got an X in it. Anyway, but yeah, it's possible. But the point is that I was looking for here. I was looking for something like exactly what we're seeing here. So you're looking for like the price of Ethereum going up quite a lot compared to Bitcoin, because obviously, we want to see that if we're trading Ethereum, and also we want to see that if we're trading alts as well. Because if the price of Ethereum goes up compared to Bitcoin, then all the alts are going to go up anyway. But that said, I think we're seeing that anyway. By the way, I did notice a comment saying from Dove Shack saying CRO doing okay, but still a bit off all-time high like BNB. Do you still have the card, SWC? Yes, I do. I've still got my crypto.com card. It is the card I use every day. And I think this is quite an important point, actually, because CRO that I mentioned before, I have that staked so I can get the card. And if I buy stuff, I get 3% back.
Yeah.
And I think that's something worth bearing in mind, cryptos that do actually have a use, So
do you use or have the Bybit card? Because I've seen a couple of people talk about this Bybit card before.
No, because I didn't. It wasn't around when I lived in France, and now it's not available in England.
Yeah,
and with Bybit, I did the KYC with my Palau ID.
Yeah.
So as far as they're concerned, I live in Palau, so that isn't a country where you can actually. I did actually apply for a card a few weeks ago, and I've not heard back. And it's probably because I gave my address as like some random hotel in Palau.
Yeah. So they're probably like,
which I thought, if I go and stay there, I'll probably stay there anyway. Like I can pick up the
people actually asking, so they're saying where to follow the guy talking now. His links are in the description of the stream, so you'll find his YouTube and his X. However, if you just want to go and you can just type in "Save with Crypto," type in "Save with Crypto" on YouTube and type it in on Twitter, and you'll find him. But yes, so his links are in the description, or just type his name in.
Right. So I'm called Save with Crypto. Right. So my channel is youtube.com/SaveWithCrypto.
Yeah, so we've got a guy called KBS saying, "Hey group, is there a link for Dave's channel?" So I don't have a channel unless you're referring to Save with Crypto, which we've just added. Well, sorry, we've just answered your question. However, I think someone said Dave's in Discord. So let's just clear this up. So you get the Discord by signing up to Stonksy. So you sign up to a Stonksy plan, and then you get the link to the Discord channel in the welcome email when you sign up. So yes, just to clarify that, Save with Crypto, you can find him on Twitter and on YouTube under Save with Crypto, or his links are in the description. Just so we can clear this up for everyone. And if you want to, I don't have a personal channel. I'm live on Stonksy every day. However, if you want to, talk with me and talk with the rest of the Stonksy community, sign up to Stonksy, sign up to a plan, and you'll get the link in your welcome email. So just to clear that up before, obviously, we carry on. And while we're on it, we've got Justin here, the legend Justin. I'm here, Dave. Thank you very much for joining. No problem that you're late. It's at least you arrived. That's it. Big friend of mine, Justin. So yeah, carry on, mate. Sorry for interrupting you.
I forgot what I was saying now.
I think you were going over your channel at first.
I was
telling people where to find you, I think.
Oh yeah. I was just going to say I'm yeah. If you want to find me on Twitter, it's not Twitter, is it? The only problem with X, right? It's always if I type X into my browser, then a different site comes up. Anyway.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can only imagine.
Anyway, right. So yes, that's my Twitter channel is called. Sorry, my X channel is called x.com/.
I always call it Twitter. Me, I just refer to it as Twitter all the time.
Well, I think the problem is if you do a tweet and you say to people, "Can you retweet that?" Right, but there's not really a verb to X, is there? I think
it's called reposting now. I think it's called repost. Yeah. But yeah, I'd still always call it Twitter anyway. But yeah, so I can't remember what was we up to before we had all the questions coming. I can't remember what point we was up to.
I was talking about the ETH BTC pair, but I was just saying that I'm probably gonna yeah. So what's the biggest time frame you look at, Dave? Is it like 2 hours? Is that about as big as you go?
Trading wise, no. To be fair, I probably might go to the 4 hour, but that's mostly just to look at SR. But in terms of Stonksy, yeah, 2 hour would be the highest that I go.
Do we know anything about these support and resistance lines yet? Are they coming out?
Well, this week I think, yeah, this week
cool.
they should be on. We've had someone say Crow having a nice pump. Should we pull up Crow at the moment? I don't know whether he means that's on the lower time frame or just in general, but let's see. Maybe it's had a bit of a burst of a move while we've been on. Let's have a look at Crow.
Hang on. Let's get me normal watch list.
Yeah, I remember I held because I used to have one of them crypto.com cards as well. And when I staked it ended up being worth about 4 times as much. So I just ended up selling it and then obviously sacrificing the card. But yeah, it was.
Yeah, you see, this is the one my mate Bob the Builder wants to sell.
Yeah.
Do you reckon he should? I don't.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'd potentially see it going. Has Stonksy got it on the 1 hour? Or maybe a lower time frame. Yeah, it's got it on the 1 hour nicely. Real nice. I've got TMG in the chat as well saying whoop up huge today. Thank you, Stonksy. Yeah. I don't know how long you've been in the stream, Jordan, but we've covered quite a few tickers and Stonksy's pretty much caught everything across the board. It's been absolutely superb.
Tell you what, I mean, what's a good chart with Crow? I suppose the actual
maybe maybe something. The index.
You see, the point about this was look how high it was back at the last, height of the last bull market. That was, it was pretty much at $1.
Yeah.
So, and the company's a lot bigger now, and they've got millions of users. And it is the thing where, like, I do use my card every day, and that's my daily driver. My card I use for everything. And every time I do it, I get CRO back, and I don't spend it. I just stake it. So I think that's like a really good ecosystem. So I think CRO, I think it's one that, I don't know, I'm going to hold for a long time. I mean, I was in the fortunate situation as I was one of the early card holders, so I was able to get the rose gold card
Right, okay.
for holding 100,000 CRO, which at the time I think I paid about €4,000 for.
Oh wow, okay.
So it's quite a lot of money, but to be honest, it was when this is like another reason the channel came about. I was living in France,
Yeah.
and I was doing some work and like the SEO stuff, and it was sometimes a job would come along where it'd pay a reasonable amount, and we were living so frugally that I didn't need that much money. So I kind of went down to my bank and said, can I have a savings account? And they actually went, Bowie. But they just said, like, you can have a savings account, but the interest is so pitiful, it's not worth it. And it really was, it was like 0.0 like nothing really. And I thought, well, okay, well, there's that. So then I still had a Santander account in the UK. So I kind of phoned them up and said, like, can I have a savings account? And they said, yeah, sure, we'll do that. This amount of interest. And they said, where do you live? I said, I live this place in France. And they were like, oh no, sorry, we can't do that for foreign people with foreign addresses. So I thought, well, what the hell do I do with my money? And it was just when I was getting into the crypto idea, and I actually thought, well, I've got about £4,000 spare that needs a home. I'll just buy a load of CRO with it, and then get the card, and that way, every time I spend money, I'm getting some sort of crypto back, and that coincided with lockdown, COVID, and at that point, Crypto.com were giving 10% back if you bought food with it.
Oh wow.
Which was like supermarkets. I think it even included places like McDonald's and crap like that.
So that £4,000, that must have been a really low entry all the way back there as well.
Well, actually, it was. I remember now because it was about 6 cents. I might not have the maths right.
Okay.
It was about 6 cents, like euro cents,
Yeah.
And it's one of the earliest videos I did, and actually one of the most successful, actually. And about a month later, people were leaving comments saying, "Ha ha, you just lost £2,000. It's down to 4 cents now," And then a month later, it was up to 8 cents, and I was like, "Well, it doesn't really matter because it's up £2,000 now." Then obviously now that whatever I said it was is 22 cents, but it has been as high as 99.
Yeah.
So for me, that was kind of when I had the idea of like the name of the channel, Save with Crypto, sort of thinking, because that's an alternative to like saving money in a bank. And that's how it came about. But the actual name Save with Crypto came out from one of those unstoppable domains. You can get like a .crypto domain, and I actually bought Save with .crypto. So
right, okay.
That was I thought I could build a site on it, but you can't. Well, you can, but it's a bit weird. Do you know those things, unstoppable domains?
Yeah, I did. I think I picked up a few last cycle.
Okay.
I don't know where they are, but yeah, there wasn't very much. So it wasn't one of the good ones anyway.
Yeah, so so that's mine. Save with .crypto, and I think they're actually NFTs, aren't they? But, that's what they actually are. They absolutely
I think it's the same with ENS domains, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, so that's how the name of the channel came up. Anyway, so that was
Superb.
that.
Superb. So we've got one guy asking, "Can you check bonk, please?" So we pull up we'll check the bonk chart, yeah. And then we've got Mr. Delta saying, "For me, Stonksy filters out the noise on the charts. Really useful. It confirms your thought." So yeah, make sure you do go and sign up for Stonksy as well. I'll drop the link into the chat now. You can choose any of the plans that we've got available. and that does get you access into the Discord and all the developments and coming releases that we've got. We've got Dive Shack saying that he got the green card around 0.4, but he's been averaging down. The cashback and other extras are nice. So yeah, Dive Shack is another one who's got one of the cards.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing of, like, something that people actually use. And the one I've got, it gets you the airport lounge, like free airport lounges,
Right.
with one guest as well. So that's quite nice.
But if anyone hasn't yet, do make sure that you sign up to Blowfin with the link in the description, or I've just popped it in the chat again here. You do get instant access to VIP 1, which lower the exchange fees for you, so you pay less for opening and closing trades. And yes, you'll be on the Stonksy link, so you'll be all set for the coming developments that we're going to be releasing with Blowfin in the coming weeks and months. So yeah, it's just the start of the partnership. But yeah, do make sure you go and sign up to Blowfin and join us. Yeah, on the Stonksy link, it'll be superb to see you over there, and you'll be well positioned to take advantage of what's to come between Stonksy and Blowfin then. So yeah, links in the chat, it's in the description, or it's on the Stonksy website.
Yeah, well, this bonk one, that might be a thing, that might be some sort of falling wedge like that, and they're normally very bullish, so you might see, Stonksy on the 1 hour is on. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, on the 1 hour, yeah. We've got Scotty saying, hey, better late than never. Hello, Scotty. I was wondering where you was. You normally here from the start of every stream, but yeah, it's great to see you, mate. Thank you for catching towards the end. Make sure you do go and follow. Watch from the start if you've got the time. We've had a superb stream today with Saber Crypto, and make sure you go and check out his channel and his Twitter account. Links are in the description.
Yeah, so
it looks like, memes are kind of lagging now, aren't they? We've had, utility really start taking the lead now, especially, in large caps. Utility coins seem like the back. And memes have really, put the handbrake on the move. Obviously Doge hasn't moved since its move up. Bonk has obviously been in a slow bleed down. And I'm guessing it's the same pretty much across the board in terms of memes. So it'll be interesting to see, yeah, maybe when they get some upside price action again.
Yeah, I mean, for things like this, I mean that could do something like that, or it could just Bart Simpson back down again.
Yeah,
it's one or the other, isn't it? But at the moment, what I would probably do here would I'd be thinking, okay, well, that's bonk on the 1 hour. I want to see that go green, So what I'd do, I'd go over to the alerts. I'd look for Stonksy, and I'd do like background change to green, okay, and then I'll probably leave that as only once, because you only need to be told about it once.
Yeah,
and then I'd say, something like that, and then create an alert, and then if that goes green, then I'll know about it, and that might happen up here, it might happen down there, but that way you can set an alert on Stonksy, and you'll find out about it when the time is the time's ready.
Yeah, superb. Superb. So if anyone's got any other tickets that they want covering, drop them in the chat and we'll pull them up. But yes, Bonk looks real interesting. And yeah, if you didn't know, you can take advantage of the alerts on Stonksy as well. Like you've just seen SWC post. What are you laughing at?
I've just noticed my names and my alerts that sort of.
Look at that. Yeah, that's.
I should probably not show that.
FGCK.
That was. But I did actually get that the other night. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and my phone went saying F. That was because like Bitcoin had changed to a red background on the 1 hour time frame.
But we've had someone ask for XTP, so yeah, I mean we could see what it says. I don't know exactly what the indications will be like on it. XTP.
Oh, XTP.
Oh, tap.
Yeah. The problem with this, though, you got is the only exchange it's on is
the
only exchange it's on is Bitfinex, which is like a useless exchange with like no liquidity. So, well, that said,
Yeah, that's the problem is, as you can tell by the candle formations, it's maybe not getting a lot of volume through it.
yeah, because
It did catch, the big move up. Stonksy did catch the big move up, but as you can see, the constant opening and closing, it's not the best to look at, just because it's only on one exchange, and it probably hasn't got the best volume going through it. However,
no,
we've got Tantana saying Link. I think we did cover Link before, but I suppose we could pull Link up again for Tantana. Link on the 1 hour chart has been superb. It had a very, very good move up yesterday, Link.
yeah. The problem is, I just look at these and think, well, I missed that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're holding it, good. If you're trading it, brilliant. I wouldn't be jumping into a trade now, though.
We've got someone else asking for Gala. What's Gala doing? Should we have a look at Gala again? Another one of the GameFi coins like sand. Is it popping off? Let's see. Oh, it is. Look at that from Stonksy. I hope everyone's been taking note as well, as obviously we've been showing charts and talking. Just how many moves that Stonksy's caught up on all these coins. But yeah, that's up nicely, that, isn't it? When did that open? Would that be last week? I think that it opened. I think it was probably on Thursday, wasn't it? Thursday/Friday.
Yeah. So I look. I think the thing to do, right, is a lot of these old school coins, maybe the ones we've talked about, like the game type ones, or maybe the exchange tokens and all that sort of thing, is get them all together in your watch list, right, and stick Stonksy on the 1 hour time frame and scroll through them and look for the ones that are on red, right, that are likely to go green. Because if you'd have got this on Thursday,
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been great. You'd be 50% up even on spot,
Yeah, that's it.
And that would have been incredible, And maybe even if you're thinking of buying some stuff, say you're thinking of buying, I don't know, what's popular, Sui, something like that. Okay, so you don't want to buy that now, but like, if you'd have had if you'd have set an alert, just like what I did then for whatever it was, bonk. If you'd have set an alert for that on the 1 hour time frame, and you'd have seen that move there, which was actually at that level there, okay, you could have bought your Sui there, and you could have bought it on spot. You didn't have to do it with leverage, and you'd be up 7.63%, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Even if you just trade in spot, you could just come out of that. Okay, you're 7% up, right? And then just look for the next one, and just keep doing that over and over again. And you could soon build your bags up.
Yeah, it's a good method for sure.
Yeah, and for people who are like not into leverage, then I think that's a fairly safe way to do it. I would say just pick on coins that have got a reasonable history to them. Obviously, I don't know. I mean, I'm not into the meme stuff, but like, I don't really know about the dog with hat and all that stuff, but like, if you pick on ones, like your dots and your links and I don't know, BNB, all that sort of stuff, stuff that's got a history, but it's having a slump. And then that's when you want to buy it, when you see it go green on the Stonksy, and then keep it, make about 5%, do it again.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. And that's the thing, you don't always have to target like the mega moves and that. You can focus on smaller moves and doing them more regularly, or, just the power of compounding, isn't it, as well?
Yeah. But yeah, so, if you are new to leverage, then I wouldn't trade Bitcoins. Sorry, I wouldn't trade altcoins at all, to be honest, until you've traded something that moves a little bit slower. Because some of these altcoins can move so quick, I mean, if you'd have traded like XRP over the last few days on 2x leverage, that little spike back yesterday would have liquidated you,
Yeah, that's true.
So, but you can just trade the stuff on spot, and not suffer any liquidation at all.
Yeah, we've asked someone saying that DOP is flying. DOP,
Is it really?
DOP is flying. It come from Crypto Bash.
Oh God, it is as well. Jesus
Wow, look
Christ.
at it go. Look at that by Stonksy again. If you're not signed up to Stonksy yet, I'm going to put the link in the chat because you should have been taking note of all this. So come and join us at Stonksy, because as you can see, we've just demonstrated all pretty much.
Oh, actually, look. I put a little note there. It says spot. Hang on. Spot, and then that's the date. I always write the date backwards, So 29th of October. That's the level I bought some DOP. I only bought about a couple $100 worth, but that's obviously 61% up now.
Very nicely up. We've got someone asking for Glimmer. I wonder what Glimmer's doing actually. Yeah, Glimmer's one of them old tokens that I used to hold, and I haven't heard about anything about Glimmer in ages. It's obviously in the Polkadot ecosystem. Flying again. Look at Stonksy go. Superb. And if you are trading any of these, you should be trading them over at Blowfin. So we've got another little segment now. Make sure you click the link in the chat. I've just put it in there. You can go and click it. You should be trading it over at Blowfin. So click that link, which is the Stonksy link with Blowfin, and you can sign up and you can trade everything over at Blowfin. No KYC as well, so you don't have to give them your passport. You don't have to give them your driving license, nothing. If you are in a restricted region, you can just simply use a VPN, and you can get on it that way. But Glimmer's flying, isn't it? And Stonksy's caught them moves up nicely as well in like 3 different sections, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to shut off soon, Dave. Actually,
yeah. We've been on ages. Normally, I only do an hour and a half, but we was having that much fun. We've got Andy saying, "Hey guys, managed to catch a bit of the stream today. Thank you, Andy. That's superb. I'll be jumping off now anyway." We've got Justin saying, "I've been in DOP ages. I bet Justin's in mountains of profit now." We've got a car. We've got Wiz saying Dave has a poster of Justin on his wall. Rare. He wishes. But thank you everyone for joining the stream today. Make sure you drop a like on before we finish it. And if you haven't signed up to Stonksy, go and sign up for Stonksy. If you haven't signed up for Blowfin, go and click the link in the description. Or if you already have a Blowfin account, go and create a new one with a new email and use the Stonksy link and come and join us over at Blowfin. But big thank you to just Hussein. We've already covered them. We've already covered them in the stream, saying so you'll be able to go back and find them. Big thank you to Say with Crypto. Make sure, like he's got up on the screen now, you do go and head over to his channel, drop him a subscribe, make sure you follow along for his content. Go and find him on Twitter as well. Thanks. If you want to pull up your Twitter as well, if you've got it loaded up, just so everyone can see where they can go and find you. And can you follow him over here? As you can see, his account is the same as his name. So big thank you to Say with Crypto for today. Thanks for coming on, mate. It's been a pleasure.
No worries.
Thank you everyone for joining. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 12 o'clock. And we'll have a look to see what's happened in the market overnight. But keep on making them Stonksy profits, and make them profits on Blowfin now. You get VIP 1 instantly when you sign up with the Stonksy link, so you can keep more of your profits that you're making. TMG live today. He is going live today. Yes, I'm not sure what time, but as usual, you'll see all the things pop through in his Telegram groups, on Twitter, etc. But he is going live today. Yes. So thank you everyone, and that was a superb stream. So I'll catch you all tomorrow at 12 o'clock again, UK time. And come and sign up to Blowfin with Stonksy link. Another reminder for you. I'm gonna keep at you until everyone's on it. Catch you all tomorrow.